All right. I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay. So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
This video shows you what you should do in different situations as soon as an earthquake happens. The best way to be safe is to drop, cover, and hold. As soon as you feel an earthquake, drop down to the floor. Earthquakes are totally unpredictable. It could be a big one, so get down on your hands and knees before you're thrown to the ground. This protects you from falling, but also allows you to move if necessary. The next thing to do is to take cover. Cover your head and neck and your entire body, if possible, under a sturdy table. If there's no shelter nearby, get down near an interior wall or next to low-lying furniture that won't fall on you. Protect the back of your head and neck with your arms and hands. The shaking of an earthquake will probably move things around, so hold on until the shaking stops. In a major earthquake, it's absolutely vital that people respond immediately. Confusion about what to do can result in people being seriously injured or killed. Do not run outside. Trying to run in an earthquake is dangerous as the ground is moving and you can easily fall or be injured by flying debris or glass. Running outside is especially dangerous as glass, bricks or other building components may be falling. You're much safer to stay inside and shelter in a safe place. What about doorways? Just keep in mind that in many modern homes, doorways are no stronger than any other part of the structure and may not be a safe place to shelter. They may also have doors that could swing and injure you. Plan ahead for various scenarios. Look around you now. Identify safe places, such as under a sturdy piece of furniture or against an interior wall and away from windows and tall items that could fall on you. And that safe place should be no more than a few steps or less than 3 meters away to avoid injury from flying debris. An immediate move to the safe place can save lives. If you're inside a building, move no more than a few steps. Drop, cover, and hold. In most buildings in New Zealand, you're safer if you stay where you are until the shaking stops. Stay indoors until the earthquake is over and you're sure that it's safe to exit. If you're in an elevator, drop, cover, and hold. When the shaking stops, try and get out at the nearest floor if you can safely do so. You never know where you'll be when an earthquake happens. If you're outdoors when the shaking starts, move no more than a few steps away from buildings, trees, streetlights and power lines, and then drop, cover, and hold. If there's nothing to cover under, drop down, protect the back of your head and neck with your hands, and hold that position till the shaking stops. If you're at the beach or near the coast, drop, cover, and hold in case you're knocked over by the shaking. Then move inland or to higher ground immediately. A tsunami may follow the shake. Stay away from the beach until civil defence authorities give the all clear. If you're driving, pull over to a clear location. Stop and stay there with your seatbelt fastened until the shaking stops. Once the shaking stops, proceed with caution, but avoid bridges or ramps that may have been damaged. If you're in a mountainous area or near unstable slopes or cliffs, be alert for falling debris or landslides. In an earthquake, wherever you are, drop, cover, hold. It could save your life.
If your area is under a tornado warning, act now. You may only have a few minutes to get to safety. Seek shelter immediately. Go to a safe room, basement, storm cellar, or the lowest level in a sturdy building. If there is no basement, go to the center of the building and away from windows and doors. Put as many walls as possible between you and the outside. Get under a sturdy object like a table and cover yourself with pillows and blankets. Use your arms to protect your head and neck. A helmet can offer some protection too. If you are in a car, drive to a shelter immediately. If there isn't enough time and you are caught by extreme winds or flying debris, park the car as quickly and safely as possible, out of the traffic lanes. Stay in the car with the seatbelt on. Put your head down below the windows. Cover your head with your hands and a blanket, coat, or other cushion if possible. Do not park under an overpass or bridge, and never try to outrun a tornado in an urban or congested area. If you are outside, find the lowest point on the ground and lie face down. Use your arms to protect your head and neck. And most importantly, watch out for flying debris. It causes most fatalities and injuries. Safety is job number 1. Get weather ready.
Last week I gave a fire safety talk, and nobody paid any attention.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Fire! Oh, fire! Oh my goodness! What do we do, people?
The boats are dead!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. Another option. Another option. Jeez. Okay, settle down, everyone.
Oh, I forgot my purse.
Leave it, woman. Get out of the way. Go, go. Ah, my hand. That's hot. This one's hot too. Okay, we're trapped. Everyone for himself. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Get out of the way. Okay. Oh.
Can't take half of my money. I'm the one who worked for it. You're a lawyer. Do something about it. She's getting the house too? What are you, blind? Hey! This is my parking space.
Come on, Mark. I got here before you did.
Mark, there are plenty of other parking spaces back there.
Mind your own business. This is between me and her.
Look, you saw me use a turn signal.
It's ridiculous to get upset over a parking space. Jeez. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Leah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good luck at that presentation
Thanks.
today.
Have a good day.
So what is eating Mark? He used to be one of the nicer guys around here.
I don't know. He's been really difficult to work with lately. The other day in a meeting, I heard he left in a huff, and last week at lunch, okay, I saw it. He totally flipped out because the waitress got his order wrong.
Well, I heard he was going through a really messy divorce.
Oh, that's no reason to threaten your coworker, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We should go to HR.
I really don't want to do that. I don't want to spend my whole morning at HR. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
I heard about what happened in the parking garage. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not a great way to start your morning.
No kidding.
How did you hear?
Office gossip. But don't worry, I will take care of it, okay?
Thank you.
No problem.
Gotcha.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, please, have a seat.
I'll stand.
Would you mind closing the door, please? Mark, I heard about the incident today in the parking garage. I have to tell you, there have been some consistent complaints about your aggressive behavior, and that type of behavior is not acceptable here. Do you understand? I also need to speak with you about your performance lately. Your work quality's been very poor, and we've decided that we need to place you on a probationary period of 1 month. We'll be evaluating you weekly, and at the end of that period, if we don't see some significant improvement, then there will be some serious consequences. Mark, you could lose your job over this.
Fine.
Do you want to discuss this further? I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
No. Are we done here?
Yes. We're done.
This is it. I can't take this anymore.
It may feel like just another day at the office, but occasionally, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. But sometimes bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. can't get out safely, you need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or tend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. Your actions can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
A power outage can result from a number of different circumstances. Rolling blackouts, extreme weather conditions, and other disasters like tornadoes or flash floods are all capable of putting your safety in the dark. During an outage, you could be without power for hours or even days, so it's critical to understand the appropriate actions to take to help you remain safe. Have a go bag already packed with flashlights, batteries, first aid equipment, and any necessary medications. Include non-perishable food and bottled water too. Avoid using candles to reduce the risk of a fire. Use battery-powered flashlights instead. Have a battery-powered radio on hand to monitor important reports. Be aware of food spoilage. Throw out anything that has remained above 40 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 2 hours. Avoid using a gas stove or operating generators indoors to reduce the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. And never touch down power lines. Power outages may be dangerous and can leave you in the dark, but with proper preparedness, you can shed some light on safety.
Workplace emergencies occur without warning, and when they do, preparation can mean the difference between life and death. In any situation requiring an immediate evacuation, such as a fire or explosion, a hazardous material spill, an act of workplace violence, or an emergency situation happening just outside of your facility, it is important to not only have an emergency evacuation plan in place, but to clearly communicate that plan to your employees. This ensures that everyone knows what to do when an emergency happens. The 3 steps that your evacuation plan should include are the pathway to the exit itself, and the exit discharge. We'll refer to them as to, through, and away. Step 1. How do I get to the exit? If the exit itself is not immediately visible, then look for pathway to exit marking or path marking signage that will direct you to your nearest exit. Look for signs, floor markers, arrows, and floor tapes marking exit routes and stairwells. Glow-in-the-dark signage makes your pathways even safer in the event of a power outage or a fire. Step 2. Which door must I go through? OSHA requires that all doors which open directly to the outside be equipped with UL 924 listed exit signs, which means simply that the exit sign must be lit. They can be either electrically lit or zero energy photoluminescent requiring no electricity at all. And step 3, how far away from the building should I get? You need to move quickly to your facility's predetermined emergency evacuation area and notify your supervisor right away that you made it out safely. It is very important that you do not leave the premises. If you leave without telling anyone, your coworkers might think that you're still inside the building, and it could result in the injuries or deaths of first responders that would be sent in to rescue you. Remember, to, through, and away. This is your key to getting out safely in a workplace emergency.
Cold and flu season is upon us. Whether it be the flu, the Andromeda strain, or even the zombie plague, it's never too early to prepare for a possible pandemic. An environment that keeps workers close together and shared workspaces provides a great breeding ground for germs and a possible ground zero for a future pandemic. A pandemic is an outbreak of a virus that spreads to global proportions. It happens when a new virus emerges among humans, causes serious illness, and is easily transmissible. There are a few easy steps you and your office can take to help prevent the spread of germs and win the next pandemic battle. The first line of pandemic defense is social distancing. Social distancing is trying to keep a 3 to 6 foot distance between you and coworkers. Avoid any close contact when possible and try to minimize time spent sharing workstations. When possible, telecommute or teleconference. You don't look too good. Maybe you should go home. If you're sick, stay at home. This keeps you away from germs. Or a bite from a coworker.
Do you have a copy of yesterday's report?
Follow the Center for Disease Control's recommendation and stay at home for at least 24 hours after your fever is gone, without the aid of fever-reducing medication. If possible, get vaccinated early. Vaccinations have been shown to prevent influenza in about 70 to 90% of healthy persons younger than 65.
Ow, what the heck?
You're welcome.
Man.
Wash your hands. Proper hand washing is critical to prevent the spread of disease. But did you know that you should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds with soap and hot water?
Whatever.
"20 seconds is about the time it takes to sing happy birthday twice. And be sure to get all those forgotten areas, the tops of your wrists, between your fingers, and don't forget to scrub your fingernails. I thought I told you to go home.
Allergies.
Home!
Okay.
Cover your cough. If you need to cough or sneeze, cover your cough with a tissue or sneeze into the crook of your arm and sleeve. Obviously, this doesn't work if you don't have sleeves. Tissues and fabrics trap the viruses and bacteria, unlike coughing or sneezing directly into your hand. All these airborne germs can really take a bite out of your coworkers. Hand washing is superior to hand sanitizers because it gets to the germs beneath the dirt and oils on the hands. But providing hand sanitizing stations for employees can help reduce absenteeism anywhere from 20 to 40%. No studies have proven sanitizers' effectiveness on zombies. Remember, effective hand washing and sanitizers keeps everyone safe and healthy, not just you. It's also a good idea to clean common areas frequently. You never know what you could leave behind. Every office should make sure there are ample infection control supplies such as tissues, hand hygiene supplies, and disinfectant wipes for flu prevention. or guns, ammo, and non-perishable food supplies in case of a zombie outbreak. Offices should develop a protocol for cleaning and sanitizing common areas and workstations. Cleaning frequency should be increased if someone becomes ill in the office. Following these simple steps should significantly aid against any flu pandemic or zombie apocalypse. It's your personal responsibility to take cautionary measures to prevent the further spread of infection.
In an emergency or disaster situation, injuries can occur, so having skills in basic first aid is absolutely essential for any responder. But what about the injuries that we can't always see, such as the psychological injuries? Using psychological first aid in a disaster situation can be a vital first response. And here are 4 basic actions you can use to perform psychological first aid. Begin by meeting victims' basic physical needs, such as protection, clothing, shelter, and food. This can greatly reduce psychological distress. Next, try to meet the psychological needs by providing emotional support and by allowing victims to talk about their experience, should they choose to do so. Reunite victims with family or friends as soon as possible to strengthen social and community support networks. And finally, be sure that those with acute psychological needs are referred for ongoing care to the appropriate provider. Regardless of whether you're working in a medical needs shelter or any other setting, understanding the basics of psychological first aid can help you help others.